Hello, everybody, and welcome to our session 5, which sadly is our last session for this program that I offered this week. I'm Gustavo Tolosa, in case you haven't noticed, and I'm called myself the plant-powered pianist. I'm a concert pianist, a professional pianist and musician, and I'm powered by plants. So that's the name. Well, let's get started. Let's jump right in because I have about 10 hours that I'd like to talk, but well, it won't happen. So let's see how much I can share with you today. I thought about it and thought about it and thought more, and I thought, what should I talk about? Because I have so many things that I want to leave you with. And finally, I decided, let's talk about cooking, okay? Because we need to, yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, I was mentioning how I like to constantly learn and read, good research and listen to the giants. And if at any point I realize that what I believed at some point is not valid anymore, then I will change, because that's what I guess we all do. We're all intelligent people, and we're not going to say, well, I'm going to keep doing this, even though it's harmful, because this is what I've been doing all the time. If you find that something is not, correct, you'll just change. And I think we are all here for that reason. At one point, we realized that the way we were eating was sending us to the grave in a faster and more painful way. And we found something that made sense and would perhaps not help us live longer, although I think it does, but whatever we live, that we would live in enjoying a really good quality of life. So today I'm going to start talking about how to not destroy our food. Why? Because I was doing this until recently, and we go and we carefully select and buy fruits and vegetables and food in general, and then we come home and we do things in the kitchen that really damages the food. And why would we spend time and money buying vegetables and fruits of as high quality as possible, and then come home and basically destroy it? So maybe you haven't thought about it, but in the last year and a half, I have been learning more and more about this. So let's talk about some of the techniques that we use in our cooking. Okay, one is peeling. The majority of the nutrients, or it depends which fruits and vegetable we're talking about, but let's just say that a large amount of the nutrients are located in or near the skin, about 1 millimeter. Now, if you use the metric system, I mean, that's 1 millimeter. If you're using the like the US system with inches and feet, that is 0.04 inches. I mean, that's a tiny amount. Well, that is where a lot of the nutrients of the vegetables and fruits are located. So they're in the skin or very near it. That doesn't mean that a carrot or an apple is empty inside and doesn't have any nutrients. That's not the case. But it's just that a really big amount is located there in the skin or near the skin. So I have reconsidered that, and instead of mindlessly peeling things, because that's what I was using, it's just I was doing things because that's how I've been doing, and that's how I saw people do it. And so it made me reconsider. I was taking a few classes with Catherine Lawrence from 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐬 Institute, and I learned that, even though it's something that I had heard before. So I want to say, try to, you can wash the carrots or the zucchini or whatever, the sweet potato, whatever you're using, wash it really well. But if possible, or most of the time, try to keep the peel in the food. Okay, so that's one way that we are not throwing away the nutritional value of some of the foods that we buy. Okay, number two, using water. Okay, many of the vital nutrients are water soluble, and they dissolve when boiled or steamed. And then what do? Usually we just dump that water in the sink. So the sink is the healthiest member of the family. All right. So that is something that we really need to reconsider. And I want you to do a little test later on today or tomorrow or whenever you have time. Try doing a very simple test that hopefully will show you what using a lot of water does to vegetables and fruits. And do a carrot test. We use a carrot because the carrot has a pretty distinct flavor and a strong flavor. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a carrot, medium size, and you're going to grate it with your grater, all of it. Just be careful, take your time, don't grate to your finger. Grate the carrot, take a little bit of the carrot and eat it, taste it, really taste it, and try to put a word or two to it without using of course it's gonna taste like carrot, but does it taste sweet? Do you taste, try to explain the flavor that you're experiencing. And then put the rest of the grated carrot in a large glass, which you're going to fill up to 3/4 the way full. Okay, 3/4 of the way with water. And you're going to put the grated carrot there. And you're going to just stir it for like 5 seconds, not very long. Okay. This is going to imitate cooking, even though we're not even cooking it. But since we cook with a lot of us, or you, not me anymore, but maybe cooking with a lot of water, then go ahead and drain that water into another clear glass so that you can see the color of that water, okay? That will imitate the cooking of the carrot, even though it's not cooked, it was just in water. Now you have a glass with the water and another glass with just the grated carrot that was in the water. Now taste that carrot that was in the water for just a few seconds. And I think you will be appalled. You'll be surprised how that carrot, by being in the water for 5 or 6 seconds, tastes like pretty much nothing, like cardboard. So this is what happens, okay? Color is vitamins. So the vitamins is what give color to the food and to that water. So you're going to see that that water is bright orange. Well, that's where the vitamins went, okay, into that water. So, so color means vitamin. Flavor comes from the minerals. So if it tastes like nothing, it means that the minerals also went into the water. Remember, you're going to get a real carrot and grate it. Don't buy one in a package that is already grated, because it probably already tastes like nothing. It needs to be a real, a carrot that you will grate. Okay. So that is where your beta carotene is. Beta carotene is a compound that is in most of the vegetables that are orange and reddish kind of color. Okay. That is where your beta carotene went. And beta carotene is a very powerful antioxidant. And you can read it yourself, but it's been shown that it may really slow down cognitive decline. It will really help with lung function as we age. And beta carotene is in the food. So we're not talking about taking beta carotene in supplement form, because that is an isolated compound that floods the cell with just one thing, and then it starts to create imbalances, and it doesn't do any good. Actually, it will harm you. So we're talking about eating beta carotene in the package that nature gave us. Okay, so reconsider. This is a little test for you to see what water does to the food. Now, if you're cooking beans or rice, or if you're making a soup or a stew, it's obviously we need the water, and then we're ingesting the water, so it is fine. Okay, we're talking about boiling things or steaming things and then throwing the water away. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so there are ways to cook with little or no water. Okay, another thing that damages food is oxidation. Oxidation, you all know what it is. You know sometimes how you cut an apple and you leave it outside and it starts to get brown. The same with an avocado. The oxygen, it starts to damage the food and the antioxidants. So there are two things that will create oxidation: air and light. Okay, so those two things can destroy some of the nutrients in the food. So if you can have, think about a refrigerator, how we close it and the light goes off. Well, there is a reason for that. Actually, well, one reason is why it's going to be on if it doesn't need to. But the food needs to be in a dark place. If light is hitting it constantly, it starts to get, starts to be damaged. So you want to be able to cook in cookware. Like I wouldn't have cookware with a glass lid. I would try as much as possible. I'm not saying to never use a glass lid, but I mean, as much as possible to cook your food in the darkness and with a lid that takes the air, that doesn't let a lot of air in. That's to avoid oxidation. What else damages food? Another thing that damages food, let me see if any of you, because I forgot to put the chat so that I can see. Another thing that damages food is high heat. This is a big one. And goodness sake, how many times have I killed my food now that I know this? A lot, okay? Because I used to cook at very high temperatures. So some vitamins and minerals and other phytonutrients are very sensitive to high heat. So the higher the heat, the more nutrients you're losing. Why lose the nutrients? I mean, that's one of the reasons we're doing this, is to improve our health. So we need the nutrients. So what is the boiling temperature? Well, boiling temperatures is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. That equals 100 degrees centigrade. you want to cook as much as possible, okay, as often as possible. You want to cook a little below that, in the area of 187 to 198, okay, because that's ideal. That's 86 to 92 degrees centigrade. It doesn't quite get to boiling. There is cookware that lets you know when you have reached that ideal temperature. Okay, so you can keep your food without damaging it. And then finally, the other thing that damages food is metal reaction. And this is a big one because a lot of us are aware that some cookware is not as safe as others. And I don't know about you, but I used to buy cookware like once a year or every other year because if you get scratches and just the use of daily use can start leaking heavy metals into your food. And some of these heavy metals are very difficult to get rid. The body doesn't have a way to get them out. What will that do to us? Well, I haven't read a lot of research, but I've read some. So through months and years of ingesting heavy metals, there are certain illnesses and conditions that can happen with this. So my philosophy is, why take the risk? Our bodies have not been made to eat heavy metals, so let's try to avoid it. So take a look at your cookware, read a little more about it. There is quite a lot of good information out there about the different types of materials that you can use for safe cooking, okay? So there is a simple way to know if your cookware is leaking metals into your food. This is something that I really had to reconsider when I started learning this, and I changed my mind. Okay, so I changed my cookware, and that's it. Okay, I changed it because not only did I read it, but then later I experienced it myself, what it is like to have cookware that leaks some metals. So let me read some, see if any comments here that I need to answer. What's the name of person book about peeling? What's the name of person book about peeling? I am not sure what you mean, but if you don't mind typing it, again, I can answer. Jane Esselstyn says, we eat the hide, okay? The book came today. I ordered it yesterday, I think. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So, so let me tell you that I have three. I really appreciate, number one, that you all signed up for this and that you're coming to hear me, or that you're watching the replays. I really do. I mean it. I appreciate that you took the time. I know time is very valuable, so thank you for being here. And because of that, I thought after the second meeting that we had, I decided, well, I'm going to give him some gifts. So I have three things for you. The first gift that I'm going to give you for having signed up for this is that I will offer you free of charge a cookware testing session with me online. It's about 30 minutes. It's just hard. It's almost impossible to do it in a group. So that's why I'm offering it to you. If you're interested, I will tell you how you can gradually, or if you want all at once, start changing at least some of your cookware. But it is important that you see, without using food, if you can actually taste your pans. You shouldn't taste your pans. If you put water in a pan and you boil it, it should taste like water. Okay, so if you're interested in checking your cookware, we need about 30 minutes. And I'm going to give you this as a gift. Okay, so send me an email. You can put in the subject cookware test, and then I'll respond to you. There really are no strings attached. We'll do the test. I'll tell you what I use and how you could change it, and if you want to find, and if not, that's okay too. Okay, so my second gift to you is a PDF. I had somebody design this PDF for me probably 2 years ago, no more than 3. And at one point it was sold for $20, and it's called Gustavo's 6 Easy Recipes. And it has really nice pictures. And let me see if I can show it to you here. Let me try my my technical abilities here. But I will include this in the email that I send you later. Okay, so this is what the PDF looks like, and it says Gustavo's 6 Easy Recipes from his 7-day detox and reset program. And here they are. Okay, let's see. You have chopping with Chopin. Chopin is one of my favorite composers. So that's a delicious soup. Gustavo's Potato Supreme. So you have there the directions. Then you have my mother's. My mother also follows a whole food plant-based diet. My mother came up with this orange soup that is delicious and creamy. And that's the picture of my mother, who's 84 years old, but she looks pretty good. And then the green cabbage and green apple salad. And I really enjoyed that combination. My 𝐘𝐨𝐿icious salad, because it's based with kale, but it has several other ingredients that makes it delicious. I based this salad on Dr. Furman's salad that he called the cancer prevention salad. It's really delicious. It's to me is the best. You know how you can test a really good salad when a 4 or 5-year-old will eat it and will want more. And that's what happened to me a few times that I've taken into places, and there's been kids. And then my hash browns with greens is there, okay? And those are the recipes. So I'm going to be sending this to you, and I hope that you will try all of them or some. Actually, like I said yesterday or the day before, they're really even not recipes. They're meal ideas. They're very easy to put together. Okay. And let's see what happened here. Hold on just a minute. Okay, oops. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's my second gift to you. And lastly, but not least, okay, I debated on this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. For those, because I saved this for people who have already taken the 7-day program, and I give them a benefit for having taken the 7-day program. I always offer them a 50% off the regular price. So I'm going to extend this to all of you, but it's only going to go until tomorrow, Sunday at noon Pacific time. And then after that, I'll have to take it away. But if you're interested in trying my 7-day program, which starts this Monday, July 15th, I will give you a link, which I am going to put here, but I will also send it to you in the email. And that link already has the 50% off applied to it. and you can join us for the program. Why? Let me just give you a couple of, three or four reasons. This is why I've been doing this program now for 2 years, and I never intended it to do it for more than 1 or 2 times. But it's been a wonderful experience for me and everybody involved in it. So why is my program different from all others? Let me tell you why. Length. It's just 1 week. You don't have to commit to 10 days or 2 weeks or a month or 3 months. It's 1 week. Almost all of us can say, well, I can do anything for a week. Then I'll teach you how to continue, but really it's just a week. The other thing that is different from others is that there is real interaction, because we do it in a Zoom setting, and we actually interact. It's a smaller group, and so we become good friends, and it's a safe space, and we support each other. That's a big part of it, why it's successful. Another thing is the simplicity of the meals. All meals during the program are very simple, but very delicious. And so that's the other thing. Stop chasing recipes. The other thing that makes it unique is that I share with you numerous strategies and tricks and practical advice to stay on track. Another thing you get here is that you keep the replays. In other places, the replays, they're taken down. You keep them permanently, so you can, if you want to do your own 7-day program later, you can do it because you have all the replays and you have all the PDFs. And finally, the program is being carefully sequenced so that during the week, the food is sequenced in such a way that it accelerates weight loss. So, and mostly it's fun, okay? It's just fun to be in a group and do this together. So I'm also going to show you here, tomorrow is a special day for me because the Vegan Society of Hawaii, which is a very renowned society, they just about every major figure has been invited to speak there, and I'm humbled that I've been asked to speak there and take the whole hour and a half or hour and speak there and then do a Q&A session. So, and it's free, so I'm going to send you by email. Oops, let's see, what did I do here? I'm going to send you by email. Okay, let's see. No, I don't want to. Okay, there it is. Okay, so it's at noon in Hawaii time, but that equals 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 p.m. Eastern. All you have to do is click on, let's see, well, when I send you the email, there's going to be a link. And you click and you get in. Otherwise, you can scan this QR code, and that's also going to let you in. All right, so that's an invitation. If you have time tomorrow, you are welcome to attend that. And, well, okay, so questions, comments, and I'm going to try to answer yours. All as many as I can. I'm doing it for a second time, well worth it. Okay. Will a replay for tomorrow be available? Yes, the Vegan Society of Hawaii has a YouTube channel, which you could go and check it out right now. And they upload all of the lectures or presentations in their YouTube channel. So you have to go to YouTube, type Vegan Society of Hawaii, and you'll be there. Let's see what I lost 30 pounds doing this with Gustavo. It's really an amazing week of support. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, for this is a process. Here's something that I hope that you can take away from this 5-day program. Remember, we're used to instant gratification in our current time in history, and it doesn't work like like that in some areas. I can talk about, music. You can't just pick up a violin and in a week be a virtuoso. It takes time. It takes years. Well, there are other things that take time to perfect and to be good at. I believe that almost, anything that is worth doing and be good at takes time and effort. So same thing here. This is not an exception. This is a process, and you've got to be okay with it. Just be okay with it. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a journey, and it's going to have its ups and downs. And it's a great idea to get a food journal. That's one of the things that we do in the 7-day program. And just write your thoughts there at the end of the day, at night, maybe to avoid eating anything or have cravings. Just use the time for you. Write the feelings that you had during the day. Write down any light bulb moments that you had. Write down what you ate. Write down what you liked that day. Okay, so I hope that that's something that you'll take with you, that this is a process, and as long as we are stubborn and that we don't give up on our health, and we get back on, if we fall off, one bite at a time, one meal at a time, what 𝐘𝐨 and I say, that's how you're going to continue in this and eventually be very successful at it. So we continue to get better. Okay. Anything else? Let's see. Could you put up a link for 7-day course again, please? Yeah. Let's see if I have it here. Okay. Yeah. Also, you can see if you want to read a little more about it. I will go. I'm going to my website now, and I'm just going to put the link so that you can read the description and see if this is something that sounds interesting, good for you, and interesting. So that's the link to the website. When you go to the website, you're going to read all the information and the upcoming programs. And then at the bottom, you're going to have a place to sign up, but that has the regular price. Okay. So don't click on that one. Click on the one that I posted here. And just in case, I'm posting it again. Okay. So that you have, that one has the 50% off. And if that is not enough, and you really want to do this and you're struggling, I want you to email me, okay? Email me and tell me, and we'll find a way. Okay, any questions? Any comments besides the one you've written here? Anybody wants to talk? No? You're shy. Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want me to talk about? You don't have to ask me a question. You can type a topic here or anything. What else comes to my mind? The usage of spices and herbs. For us who eat this way, it is very important to have a good variety of spices and herbs. I have a cabinet there. I don't know. I lost track. Maybe I have 80 different little bottles, but these are my main ones: smoked paprika, cumin, oregano, and then garlic powder and onion powder. I mean, that is, I have to have it all the time because I use it a lot. So, but having that. Okay, so one of you says, can you talk about microwave? Okay. Okay, that's another area. I thought about talking about microwave, but there's just not enough time. That's another area that I am currently learning, okay, about. And I've never been a heavy user of microwaves because I like to cook on the stove, and then most of the times I reheat the food on the stove. But I am reading and reading, and if, of course, there is conflicting information, and so it takes time to get through this and be able to get to the heart of it. So I am one of the things that I have learned is that, in fact, a high percentage of the nutrients are lost because, well, being a musician, I know what waves can do. Like, for example, in those hard, like heavy metal, hard rock concerts where the levels of sound are so incredibly high, they have done experiments where they have put an egg on the stage, and then half an hour later or 45 minutes later, you have a hard-boiled egg. Yes, this is not, I'm not making it up. It's true. Why? Well, because the waves of the music, of course, for me, it's not music, but of the music, cooked the egg. You can imagine what that is doing to the brain of the people that are there, which is mostly protein and, fat, and it's probably getting fried as well or cooked. So waves are very powerful. So I do believe that a high percentage of the nutrients are being destroyed in the microwave. So there are other very disturbing information about cognitive decline and other health issues with microwave. But I'm careful about making any statements. I'm going to continue reading, and that is why I didn't talk about it, because I don't feel ready to talk about it yet in a very informed and intelligent way. Okay, so how do you keep onion powder from caking? Great. Well, I don't. Mine doesn't. Mine. You might want to try onion granules and garlic granules. So it's a little thicker than powder. But one of the things you want to do when you're using it, don't sprinkle it on the pot or whatever you're cooking, because all the steam is coming up and it's going inside the can or whatever, the recipient, the bottle. So what I do is I get a tablespoon or a teaspoon or whatever I want to use it, and I put the powder there away from the steam, and then I put it in the food, and then I close the lid. So that's one way you can, you can help. I have trouble making sauces. Most recipes include tahini, which is high fat. Yeah, yes. So that is true. I don't use tahini anymore. I mean, I have it in the refrigerator, but it's been there for like 3 years. And there are ways to make sauces, creamy, using beans, using potatoes, actually. And I have the recipes. So if you particularly would like that, send me an email and I can send you that. But you can also, a lot of this is on the internet. If you type whole food, plant-based, creamy sauces, and it'll probably give you some. But I can share. I don't have many, but I have a few, and I don't regularly use them anymore. My cooking has become so boring. I mean, simple nowadays that I best no, don't do that very often. Okay, can you please send that link in email? The link to signing up for the 7-day program? Yes, I'll send it in the email. Seeded versus seedless watermelon. Well, that's another issue with fruits and vegetables that have been changed. I don't know, with chemicals or whatever way they used to change it. I don't eat enough of the, like in the summer. Well, yeah, so I haven't looked at it. I have not looked at that issue, but that's a good one. So I am going to write it down. So, do you have any information about this topic of what do you call it? GMOs, the type of foods, vegetables and or fruits. Do you have to soak black beans first? No, you don't. One of the recipes does not specify. You don't. If you soak them, I would, and then throw away the water. They say that it's you can get rid of some of the uncomfortable gas that some people experience. You can also put a leaf of a type of seaweed, which I don't remember now, but if you do, please type in the comment. And that also gets rid of the gas. And also cooking them without soaking seems to help with gas discomfort. It takes longer to cook, but it's not necessary to soak them, okay? All right. What about egg replacers? Just I have a powder that I buy that is called egg replacer, actually, but it's, again, I had it for like really like 5 or 6 years because I use it a little for some kind of baking that sometimes, but I don't use any kind of egg replacers for anything else. Like I don't do egg, like scrambled eggs or things like that. There are ways to replace eggs, and oh gosh, I wish I have a slide with all the ways to replace eggs, but I won't find it right now. So any of these things that I have and that I'm not answering, if you email me, I'll send you the information. Okay. Your mother looks beautiful. Well, thank you. And do you know anything about pesticides getting into the vegetable fruit fresh? Like if you peel an apple, is there still pesticide? Unfortunately, yes. We cannot avoid anymore the toxins. They're in the water, they're in the air, they're in the fruits and vegetables. All we can do is try to eat as clean as possible, drink enough water, eat water with unprocessed foods, do once a month, like a week of detox. And it's just so difficult unless you grow it in your yard to have a food and to really know that it doesn't have any pesticides. Of course, if you have organic, it's supposed to not have any. But you all know that organic sometimes is very expensive. So we are here to do the best that we can and the best that our resources allow. Just getting out the meat and the dairy and the oil and all that, that is like 90% of the problem that we're getting rid of. So that's all I can say. The rest, I'm sure I'm eating or drinking pesticides and chemicals because it's almost impossible to avoid it. Thank you for writing that. Kombu, that's the seaweed that I was trying to remember. Kombu is a little piece of kombu that you can buy in any health food store or online, and you put that and you cook your beans with that, and people assure that takes care of the problem with gas. Okay, Dr. McDougall allows small amounts of salt and sugar. Yes, that's true. True North says no to those items and is SOS free. Your comments? Oh yeah, my comment is that the starch solution is very specific. It's for a very specific group of people. The people that come from a very bad diet, what we call, the standard American diet, but now it's the standard world diet, full with excessive amounts of meat and dairy and sugar and salt and oil and saturated fat. I mean, these people are addicted to flour and salt and sugar and oil and fat. And truly, like I was, like maybe most of us were at some point. So the start solution is to get someone like that to start eating healthier and not scare them away and take out everything that they're used to eating, so that they're going to go, now what am I supposed to eat? Nothing. So that's why Dr. McDougall allows it. And he's very specific. He was very specific in saying very small amounts, like a little sprinkle, because when the salt and the sugar is sprinkled on top of the food and not cooking with it, but after it's cooked, it hits our taste buds immediately, and the brain is, happy with it. So it doesn't take much, and it's just until your brain adjusts, and that's what happened to me, and I think it happens to a lot of you. Gradually, you start noticing that something that you thought it was sweet, now it's like, well, this is too sweet, so I'll put a little bit less. And that it's too salty, I mean, I'll put a little less salt. And so you gradually start getting rid of it by yourself. So that is why those things are allowed. At True North, really, food is treated as medicine, because you have to remember that at True North, you have patients going with very serious issues. I go because I love it and I just want to spend time with people that I know there, and I enjoy spending time. And of course, I get even more focused, etc. But other people, that is their last hope. Okay, otherwise it's either that or dying soon. So of course, in those situations, you have to be more strict, and that is why at True North you don't have those things allowed. Surprisingly, you at True North in the dining room, you have bowls with nuts and seeds, which they tell you, even Dr. Goldhammer will tell you to be very careful and to maybe not eat them, but they're there. So sometimes some things are a little bit, they make you wonder. Probably once you have your first doctor visit, when you go to True North, your doctor will tell you, well, you can eat that or stay away from that, stuff like that. But yes, salt and sugar and oil are definitely out of the question over there. Anything else? Oh, I could stay here. I enjoy talking to you all. I'll stay here for a long time, but I know we all need to go. Oh, and before I go, thank you for buying 𝐘𝐨 and mine, our book. This has been our baby. I said once, and 𝐘𝐨 said, no, I don't think that's a good idea to say that. But but it is. We've been working on this for a long time, and it's born. It's here. Okay, so just remember to get the PDF with all the other recipes. Is 𝐓𝐻𝐞�новec on your list? Oh, yes. I highly admire 𝐓𝐻�новec. He's a brilliant mind, and he knows, I want to say he knows everything about nutrition and label reading. And I mean, you ask him the most obscure question about what, how much vitamin K does black rice have? I'm making this up. I mean, he's going to tell you exactly. I mean, he's amazing. So yes, do listen to him, 𝐓𝐻�новec. Okay, yeah, and he has great, easy recipes. Yeah, he does. And he has, I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but he has a website. So Michelle says, I gave up microwave years ago. I just bought another 2 quick heat potatoes for now. it will be better than eating bagels. Yeah, okay, etc. on the run. I don't cook other foods, just quick reheat, except potatoes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's always the same. We do the best you can. If you are going to eat a bagel with cream cheese, and then you have a potato, and the only way you're going to eat it if you reheat it in the microwave, well, do it. But I think that we all need to maybe um, reconsider and read a little bit more. And I'll keep studying so that at some point I can make a presentation and show you what I have found out and what I've decided to do. I haven't thrown away my microwave yet. It's still there. It's not used a lot, but it's used some. Are the videos for the 7-day program on YouTube? No, they are private because people pay for the program. So they are on YouTube, but they're on private settings. So you have to have a special link to get to them. Although some of the recipes that I make in the 7-day program are there. And now with the handout that I'm giving you as a gift, you have several of them, like the main ones, okay? One of you asked me for the eggplant, for the stuffed and baked eggplant, and you were right. It's not in my YouTube channel. I have the video. I got busy at some point, and I never finished editing. So thank you for looking at that, because you made me look at it, and I'm working on it, and I will upload it soon. So please stay connected. Remember this. I have an Instagram that is called 𝐷, okay? And let me type it. And that I'm going to start using more because a lot of people are asking me to do things on Instagram. And so Instagram, YouTube is under the same name, 𝐷, or under my name. My website is 𝐷 And then my Facebook is not. My Facebook is Dr. Starch, and you have to spell out the word Dr. Starch. To be part of my email list, go to my website, 𝐷, click on subscribe, and please remember to accept the terms and conditions, because some things have changed recently, and we are required to put this. And if you don't accept the terms and conditions, you will not get my emails. All right. Well, thank you very much. And maybe if you can join me tomorrow for that talk for the Hawaiian Society, maybe I'll see you there. And otherwise, we'll see each other in another video. I'm sure I'm going to do some other things like this. Okay. And I will keep uploading videos on YouTube for you. Well, thank you for your kind comments. Really appreciate it. I will include all of this information in the email that will go out. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great rest of the weekend. Bye.